All right, if you can have everyone's attention here in the media center and press box. He's already here. We'll go ahead and get started with our winners press conference here in the media area. We welcome Kasey Kahne, driver of the number 5 Farmers Insurance Chevrolet, the winner of today's Lennox Industrial Tools 301 here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. This is his second victory of 2012. With this victory, Kasey moves into the number 1 wild card position. He now has more victories than any other driver outside the top 10. This is his first victory and 7th top 10 finish in 17 races here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. His previous best New Hampshire finish was 4th in 2004. Kasey, talk a little bit about the race out there today.
Well, it was a good race. We had a great Farmers Insurance Chevrolet. Started out fast right at the start, just racing with Kyle and Denny. And track position was pretty big. Denny was really tough throughout the whole race. So when we got 2 tires there at the end and put us first, I was feeling really good about where we were at. And just I slid around for about the first 10 laps, and then I knew I needed to get as big as a lead as I could because I knew Denny would be coming at some point. So I tried to get away, and then we ended up winning. So it was great. I was really happy. This is a tough track. I've ran pretty good here at times and struggled other times, so it feels good to finish one off today. And the pit calls, Kenny Francis, from the adjustments to the call at the end to get, to be the first car off pit road, and for the pit crew to step up every time we were on pit road and get us off, first today was a big part of this win for sure.
Joining Kasey up here at the head table, Kenny Francis, crew chief of the number 5 Farmers Insurance Chevrolet. Kenny, obviously, at this point of the season, the chase, the wild card, obviously a hot topic. Talk a little bit about your view from the pit box today.
Yeah, from the pit box, we had a pretty good car all day. It was a little bit loose all day. We never did quite get it exactly how we wanted it, but all in all, we were in the top 5 all day, and I was kind of a non-call, I thought, at the end. I was shocked when the 11 took 4 and kind of gifted us the lead there. And fortunately, we were able to finish it off and outrun him to the finish. He had to come from a pretty good ways back.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions. We'll start right here with Joe, then go back to David and then Al.
Joe Menzer, NASCAR.com. Could both you guys just talk about, the start to this year and being everybody thought this is how it was going to be right from the start, and it's never really that easy, it seems like, when guys go to new teams. But obviously you got it rolling now.
Yeah, I'd say this, I felt really confident coming into the season and jumping into such a fast race car. But I also knew, and myself and Kenny talked last year, that, it's not going to be easy, and, we still have to figure out how to go fast, and we just have a lot of good people to work with now. So I felt like we've had speed since drop of the first green flag. I made mistakes, and we've had some other issues on some of those DNFs, but other than that, we've been fast all year, and it's nice that we've been able to put, I think, 10 or 11 top 10s over 13, 14 weeks together, something like that, since that kind of horrible start. But I feel good about where we're at now. We just have to stay consistent and stay after it, keep putting ourselves in position, hopefully win a couple more races there.
Okay, we'll go David, Al, and Bob.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
We started off, like Kasey said, with our cars had a lot of speed. We took a lot of our ideas to Hendrick Motorsports. We finished the year off really strong last year. So when we came over there, we had a lot of fresh ideas that we had to incorporate into the cars, and that took a little bit of doing, getting that stuff rolling, as it always does. So we had some speed, and we just had a few issues. We had some crashes when we shouldn't have crashed. We had some engines break. We had a few bad pit calls that got us messed up and in poor position, then got in a wreck. Things like that happened. So, all in all, we knew the cars were really fast, and we had a good thing coming together, and it's just a matter of getting all the gears meshing. So we've kind of started doing a lot better here lately, I think. And even at like at Michigan, we had an accident there, and we were kind of experimenting with some stuff that didn't work. But all in all, I think we got some good fundamentals that we're working from that have helped us a lot.
Next question, David.
Yeah, David Newton, ESPN.com. Both of you could answer this. Start with Kasey. You did have so much bad luck early in the year, and Denny was in here, and they were talking about they had a miscommunication. Denny wanted 2 tires, and they went with 4. So I guess the luck kind of turned around, and Denny said that kind of stuff usually works out in the end. Did you kind of feel like things would turn at some point, that all that bad stuff would end up good?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of racing. You have bad luck at times, you have good luck at times, but you know, some of ours wasn't bad luck. I mean, my deal at Phoenix, I was straight up driver error, you know, so, you know, we had a little bit of bad luck. We had some just straight up mistakes and things to learn from. You know, when you do that or have those mistakes, as long as you're learning from them, you'll be all right. And but yeah, the luck changed today. We had great luck today for those guys to miscommunicate. I guess that helped us a ton. So it was good. I'll take them any way we can.
Next question, Bob. I'm sorry, Al, then Bob.
Yeah, Kasey, Al Pierce from Auto Week. Sort of in line with David's question, do you kind of feel like you might have stolen one today?
I wouldn't say stolen. We ran in the top 4 the whole race. So
well, but I mean,
we were,
you sort of got
we were in pretty good shape. I was catching Denny at times on long runs. You know, he was probably 4 seconds out one time, and I had it down to about 2 or 1.5 seconds when we pitted. So we had a great car. You know, if he was to keep the track position, I would have never passed him. But for him to be on 4 tires there at the end and us on 2, he was catching us pretty fast. So it was, you know, it's just what they chose to do. You know, they said something about tires, so they took 4, and he meant 2, but he said tires or whatever. I don't know how it happened, but
yeah, I don't know how it happened either. But we've sure had some we felt like stolen from us, so it's nice to steal one from somebody else. Yeah, eventually, hopefully, it evens out.
Next question from Bob.
Bob Hocker, Sporting News. I mean, Kasey, went after you come off pit road, were you looking like, where's Denny? And what did you, was he still the person that you were most concerned about on the restart, even though he was about 10 spots behind you?
Yeah, I mean, when I restarted the race, you know, obviously Clint's always fast, and Dale Jr. is right behind us. He ran up front the whole race. So, you know, you're worried about those guys, but I knew if we didn't make any mistakes, you know, it was my race to get out front because we had a great car throughout the whole race. So I knew we were in good shape, and Denny was pitted right in front of me, came in front of me, and as they dropped his right side jack right before we dropped ours, and when mine dropped, they were jacking his left side up, and so I knew he was getting 4 at that point in time. And I knew you know, as I left the pits, I was looking in my mirror, and there's tons of cars coming out on 2, so I thought we'd have a big gap there, you know, and buy us some time.
Okay, we'll take a couple more downstairs, then we'll go upstairs. Go ahead.
Kasey Kahne, Matt Werner's WWLP.com. Here today we had a new tire brought in here, and Dale Jr. came here about 2 months ago and tested with this new tire. As an organization, did you guys talk about this test, share notes to get an idea of what this race would be like today?
Yeah, not a lot. The test, when they came up here, it was kind of a bad weather deal. They didn't get to run very much. You know, it was a lot colder. I mean, I think it was probably in the 50s or 60s. So none of that really translates. You know, they managed to run like a 40-lap run, they said, just to see if the tire would hold up okay, and it seemed like it did, so they chose to bring it back. But from the time we unloaded, really the tire wasn't an issue. I mean, it was fine. I didn't hear anyone confused or spun out, you know, or struggling to get a grip on the handling or the tire. And even at the tire test, I think they said that everybody really liked it. It was really similar to what we had here before, handling-wise. So they were mainly trying to fix some durability issues, which they managed to fix. It looks like I don't think anyone had any issues today, which is a good thing. So, you know, I think the compound and all that was very similar to what we've had, and you saw the same type of tire wear as what we've had here in the past. So, really, I think it was a non-issue.
Yeah, I felt like the racing was very similar. As far as, you know, a lot of times the tire creates the race, and I thought it was pretty similar. The way my car drove was pretty similar to how it drove last year, so it wasn't a big difference. I think just a little more durable.
All right, we'll take our next question up front, then go to Jim, then go upstairs.
Carolyn Choate, WBIN. Were you aware, Kasey, that because of your win today, my city of Nashua, New Hampshire, will receive a $20,000 check for our school district? Thanks so much.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, but I'm glad. It's great. Good to hear.
Go ahead, Jim.
Jim Uttershaw, Observer for Kasey, and if Kenny wants to answer, is fine. Coming in today, you were outside the chase. You win. You're suddenly in the first wild card spot. with about 7 races, I think, left. Is there a magic number of wins that you think you need to reach or hold or something? Or do you look at, is there just never enough as you look forward?
Yeah, I think probably never enough, but I think 3 would put you in a real good spot. 2 helps, but 3 would put you in a real good spot. So we're going to stay after it. We have some really good tracks coming up, and I like my car a lot, so I think we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, I have the same opinion. You know, you can never get enough, but 2 is a step in the right direction. Hopefully that'll work out in the end if we have to fall back on that. But 3 would be even better. So we're going to keep after it.
Okay, we'll take questions now from the press box. Go ahead.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. My question's similar to Jim's, but not only do you take the lead in the wild card race, but you guys also go to 12th in points. So even if there's a tie, you guys are in really good shape there. And do you feel as if you're maybe going to look back at this win as maybe, hey, this was the day that not only did we win the race, but we sort of really put ourselves in the chase?
Well, I think I thought when we won Charlotte, that really boosted our team a lot. And we ran really well there for about 8 or 9 weeks. Went to Pocono and had as good a car as anybody there, maybe the fastest car, and got a right front. Went down there at the end, made some contact with another car, and then hit the wall. And lost a lot of the points that we had just gained. So, we lost a little bit there, but Charlotte to me was a big turning point for us. It, got our team really excited and going, and today's just another bonus. I mean, this should give the team some more confidence, myself some more confidence, and carry some momentum into these final. How many are left?
I don't keep count of them. 7, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, but 7.
Next question from press box.
Oh, hi, Casey. Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. Just comment on getting your first win on this racetrack, and just what went into, finally getting this one.
Feels really good. This track is. I've been really up and down at this track over the years, and I felt great in practice Friday, practice and qualifying. Good in the Great Clips car. We qualified second in that car as well and ran 6th. So, it was a really strong weekend for us. We kind of felt like every time we were on track, we were in the top 10 and contending to be one of the better cars. It's we came here and Kenny Francis had a great plan. Had a car that unloaded very close, and we just tweaked on it from there, and we have a strong group of guys working on it, so it all worked out in the end.
Next question from the press box.
Louis Frank of Reuters. Casey, I didn't write down the lap with the exact time, but in the closing laps, as you got into lap traffic, I think the lead got reduced to about 1.6 seconds, and then suddenly it opened up to 2.5 seconds. What, if anything, transpired between you and Kenny on the radio, and did you change how you were driving at that point?
Yeah, I kind of did. I was clipping the inside, my left front on the, I don't know, there's like a seam, and I was clipping it on exit, and it would kind of get the back of the car a little bit freer. So I quit doing that, and I had a little more rear grip for a while, and then I lost the rear grip again with about 10 to go. So I was able to kind of equal out with Denny, I felt like, there for probably 5 or 10 laps to where we were running a lot closer in lap times. And then the last 5 laps, probably the last 10 laps, I was trying to be on the flat, trying to be left front up, just whatever I could do to just get around the corner. And I was just spinning my tires a little more. I could see Denny coming. I knew I had some time, and probably just overboard a little bit with my right foot. But, we made it.
More questions from the press box?
Monty Dutton, Gaston Gazette. Casey, in the race, there were 16 lead changes, and I believe that only 2 of them were involving 2 cars going fast, one passing the other. The rest were on pit road, et cetera. You talked about how you whittled down Denny's lead at one point. He obviously whittled yours down. But realistically, had either of those things taken, how many laps? I mean, everybody talks about it's one thing to catch somebody, something else to pass him. How many laps would have been a reasonable amount of time to work on someone and pass for the lead?
It's going to be tough unless you bump him a little bit, because you kind of go to the outside. I saw Jimmy drove under Kyle Busch right in front of me and was clearly faster for a couple laps there, and Kyle just kept holding him down, just staying on the outside, and finally got Jimmy's tires too hot, and he had to, file back in behind him. So it was It's tough. I don't. I wish it was a little easier past year. It was the same story yesterday. You know, I don't know why that is, but makes it a little better when you can pass a little bit more. But yeah, it's tough to pass. It was tough to pass.
Final question from the press box.
Kasey, Michael Vega, Boston Globe. A week ago, you were kicking up your heels after, you know, beating all your teammates in your first sprint triathlon, and now here you are kicking up your heels after winning this race, heading into a week off. A, how do you plan to spend that week off? Are you going to do an Ironman triathlon now, or and B, what about the momentum you guys have gained? Do you wish you had another race to go to next week?
I'm going to start by hydrating. I haven't done enough of that lately. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I haven't decided. I was going to go race my sprint car. I raced it twice last week, and I kind of decided not to go race this week now. So maybe just find something fun and low-key to do. Take a little bit of a break. Prepare for Indy. Indy is a race that I want to win as bad as any race that we go to. We've came close over the years, so hopefully we can put something together there and have a really strong car. But yeah, I don't really have a plan yet. I'll come up with something.
All right. We'll come back downstairs. We'll start with Steve and then go to Lee.
Steve Richards with PRN. I guess if you want to go fishing, you've already caught the biggest lobster. What was it like in Victory Lane with that behemoth?
They said it was 18 pounds. It felt like it was about 40. It was a huge lobster. I guess the team's going to get all the lobster meat so that the team gets that, and then they're going to put the shell, the rest of the lobster in a case and send it down as a trophy. So I'm excited to get that. It was pretty neat. I've never seen a lobster anywhere close to that size.
How about you, Kenny?
Yeah, it was pretty big lobster. I don't know.
Go ahead with your question, Lee.
Hey, Spencer, Fox Sports. Kenny, what do you do over the next 7 weeks? I mean, yeah, you're 12th. Kasey could easily, jump over that hurdle and lock himself in. But strategically, how are you laying out the next 7 races before we come back here?
I hadn't really thought a lot about it yet, but we basically probably will keep trying to do the same thing we've been doing. We just try to come every week and do the best we can every week. Hopefully, we come away with a few more wins, or at least one more. But I think strategically, you still got to keep, racing to win. I think wins are important, and that's why we're here. So I don't really have any strategy other than let's go try to win the next one.
Okay, we'll take one right here on the left, then we'll go back to David.
Follow up for Kasey. Coming back here in September, if you guys do make the chase, how confident would you guys be knowing that you won here in July, heading into the second race in the chase?
Be really confident. We'd feel good about where we were when we got here. We'd know what we need to work on, as far as, taking notes from today and kind of what the track did and, how it changed and things like that, which the track will be a touch different when we come back, but a lot of the characteristics will be the same. So, give us we'll be able to look at this track and really have a good game plan going into the chase race here. And we know some of the other cars that are going to run really well here too when we come back. So we need to be a little better, and I got the right guy to work on that.
Okay, go ahead, David.
Yeah, Kasey, David Newton, ESPN.com again. Back to the triathlon. I mean, you got to be mentally tough to make it through one of those. Is that any of that you used when you were buried back in the points early in the season?
I don't know. I've been buried in the points not just this year. I've been back there other times, and you get in the back of the pack when you're racing. You have strong races going, and something happens, you end up in the back. So there's a lot of things thrown at you when you're driving a race car, and when you're at this level in NASCAR, and when I go and run my sprint car. I mean, there's just so many things thrown at you that just, I think more than anything, it's passion and heart and just going for it. I know when I was in that final mile of that triathlon, I was like, man, just start walking. This is hard. And then I told myself, you better not. So I kept going and finished off pretty strong. But it's, you can ease up, and people will take advantage of it if you do.
All right. Joe, final question.
Joe Menzer, NASCAR.com. Are you cramping up there? Are you okay?
Yeah, I keep cramping up. My hands and my
Yeah, I was going to ask you also, hey, big week for you, beating Jimmy in the triathlon and then winning this race. How do they rank?
This race was way bigger.
I figured. Pretty
Felt
sweet,
good
though, beating him,
Jimmy
though.
there, but this feels a lot better.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Kasey Kahne, congratulations on your win today. Good luck the rest of the season.
All right, thank you guys.